critical and how is going to unfold the future of financial services in India. We have huge opportunity in front of us, both inside India, outside India, and also what we call mid-shore India, which is GIFT City. So we have a lot of opportunities, a lot of ways to work around. But first thing is, and I will reflect a few of my own thoughts on the regulatory side. I think we need to really revisit some of our laws, particularly in the context of foreign companies, the exchange control regulations. We had Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973, and we thought there were too many controls, so we got Foreign Exchange Management Act. So it was more of a management. What seemed to have happened willy-nilly, for whatever reason, not as a matter of criticism, but otherwise, that we are moving back to control regime. I think we just need to be mindful that beyond a point, we may again recede into the same thing. That is number one. So let us revisit and rewrite. The biggest problem is sometimes not the policy, but understanding the policy and the way in which it is written down. The drafting has become very, very tricky. And it's done in a way that it's very difficult for bankers to follow. And that's where most of the issues come up. Often, a lot of decisions of bankers are taken based on perception of law rather than actual. For example, under LRS scheme, most bankers will tell you, no, you can't invest. But nowhere in the regulation is written down. Now, how will banker deal with that? How will general public? People can deal with the law by reading the letter of law, what you write, and decipher the intent of the legislation, right? You cannot read too much. You have to broadly take a good faith view, but at the same time, and I'm not suggesting for a moment one or the other things. Sometimes there is not enough understanding of the instrument. For example, SAFE, which is very popular globally, right? Which is more like a convertible instrument. What happened was when it came to inbound investment, the FTA regulations said that you must have compulsorily convertible instrument. Optionally convertible is not permitted, right? We have taken the same law for Indians to invest abroad. So even we are not allowed to invest in optionally convertible instruments. Now, SAFE is safer for Indians to invest abroad, rather than plain equity. So these simple things sometimes gets missed out, and it's a job to see that can we revisit and rewrite the regulations. To some extent, I'm told that, my specialization happens to be international tax. Even tax laws have been reasonably better written now under the new code. Maybe it's an old wine in new bottle, which is fine. But new wine in old bottle is not something that we want to see. So I think we need to first conceptualize, visualize, and what are the fundamental principles from our perspective we should be looking at, right? There are two important things the regulators are concerned with. One, the bad actors, because that is where they are most worried about. If somebody takes the whole system on right, it's a big, big problem. And second, and Mr. Kedia will talk about it a little bit, is take care of consumer interests. So consumer interest and bad actors are the two important things one needs to bear in mind while framing any regulation. If we take care of those two things, I think a lot of business should be free, and that is the kind of thing that we should be looking at. So I think there is a lot of need for modernizing the regulations, and that's the first step that we need to look at. Second, use of technology. And I think we got Stalwarts here. And again, I think some introduction was given, but I would love, for each of my colleagues here on the panel to, tell who they are, what they do, how they do, and what are the things they would like to see in the coming times. Okay. So first, of course, we have an overseas guest. Correct? आज